Right. So we are live. It's a good thing I checked that my mic was connected before I started streaming because it was not. And this would have been another stream where I would have done the whole thing without an audio being present. So I'm glad that I checked. And I hope you can all hear me loud and clear. So, welcome to another Weekends with Karthik. It's almost the end of the year. So we have been doing this shtick for almost a whole year now. A few more weeks, and then this would have been a successful 1 year of doing the stream every week except one, which I thought will be annoying that I have not done the stream for. I have like I've done the stream except one, but I think that is actually a good thing because it shows that it was hard to be doing this every week. So I did like miss a week, and I think that makes this streak a bit more uh, of of a of an accomplishment in some sense to me, that yeah, despite it being hard to just show up and do something every week, I was able to do it, and I only missed 1 week of the 52 or 53 that the year has to offer. um, this is going to be a quick one today, because I am flying out tomorrow to India. So I have a bunch of like work to finish before I do that. So because of that, this will be a very short stream. I'll probably do a bigger one when I'm in India next week. We'll see. I have no idea what my weekends are going to look like when I'm there. I'm going to be basically doing a lot of house hunting. So we'll see. Like if I I find a house or not, where I'm going to be staying. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. So we'll see. Stay tuned. You will know when I pop up on your feed next week what's going on. Um, on this team, I want to very quickly, just talk about something that's been fascinating me for a while. This is something that is interesting to sort of just see, like as a development in AI. So that sort of is what I want to very briefly touch upon, because I want to start thinking about ideas for what this could mean for a lot of things I want to do in the long term. And the thing that I'm talking about is ChatGPT. You all have probably heard of it. It's this new AI, a model that everybody has been talking about. It's basically a conversational AI. So you can talk to the AI, you can ask it stuff. You can basically have a conversation with it, and it will give you a response for basically anything. And it's crazy the kind of stuff ChatGPT has been able to answer. Like I have been already already using it to write blog posts and do a whole bunch of things with it. So I at some point, once the playfulness of it wanes, and once that whole excitement about something new wanes, I want to see what are functional long-term sustainable use cases of an AI tool like this for humanity, right? um, for example, here is yeah, this is basically what the tool is, what it looks like. You can ask it a question that acts as a prompt. So for example, I can say, write a poem about a guy named Karthik who does a weekly live stream called Weekends with Karthik and talks. Yeah, I think that's it, right? So I think if I enter that, the AI is going to do a bit of thinking, and it'll come up with something surprisingly goofy, and surprisingly apt for an AI. That's the weird thing. Like it almost feels unrealistic. Some of the responses it has, right? And like how it is able to understand the question itself, how it is able to understand what is a poem, what does a guy named Karthik means, what is a live stream. Uh, it's pretty fascinating. Something has gone wrong. Oh, I think it's being overburdened. Let me just want to change one thing. Let's reset thread. Let's try again. So the usage of this has literally exploded in the recent past. More than a million people are now using this tool. This is the first time they just made it open to all. Like often OpenAI, when it puts out stuff, it puts it out in a like invite only way. But now it's doing it inviting everybody. And as I speak, it's writing a poem. Let's see what it did. It says a Karthik's weekly live stream is a sight to see as he talks and laughs and jokes with glee. He calls it Weekends with Karthik, and his fans tune in quick to hear his thoughts, stories unfold, and see the fun and mischief he's up to hold. With a smile on his face and a glint in his eye, Karthik greets his viewers with a hearty hi. He shares his thoughts on life and love and the things that he's thinking of. He answers questions from his fans with grace. I've never answered questions. And offers advice on any problem they might face. As the steam goes on, the conversation flows. Karthik keeps his viewers entertained with jokes and stories and shows. He's a master of the art of live streaming. I wouldn't say that. And his fans can't get enough of everything he's bringing. So if you're looking for fun and entertaining way to spend your weekend, be sure to tune in and play to Weekends with Karthik and see what he's got in store. You'll be glad you did. That much is for sure. How insane is that this is all by an AI? I don't want to save this for later. Just like I can use it in some place. Just gonna paste it out here for now. But yeah, how nuts is this that we live in a day and age where this is possible by an AI? Wait, what did it do? I did not paste properly. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. It's yeah, the that's basically how this whole thing works. You can ask it for something simple, something complex. It is actually insane, right? Let's try one more insane thing, and we'll see how it responds. I want to see if I can ask it something that's very hard to or very subjective to answer, right? What does the future of artificial general intelligence look like? So this is like a subjective question. Let's see. It says it is difficult to predict the future of artificial general intelligence with any degree of certainties. Some experts believe that AGI, which is a type of AI that has the ability to understand or learn any intellectual task that a human being can, will eventually surpass human intelligence and lead to technological singularity. Will eventually surpass human intelligence and lead to technological singularity, while others are more cautious and believe that it may take decades or even centuries for AGI to develop. Ultimately, the future of AGI will depend on the advancement made in AI research and the amount of resources that are available dedicated to its development. So that's the whole thing, right? Like what OpenAI as a company is trying to achieve and why it's putting out all of these different up models is that they're trying to build what is called artificial general intelligence, right? Which is basically an AI that can handle any intellectual task. Right now, you don't have a general AI, you have very specific AI which will do very specific things. You have an AI that will generate images for you. You have an AI that will recognize for you text. You will have these specific AIs that will do specific things. But then the idea is to build this general artificial intelligence that can do any intellectual tasks, right? And that's when it sort of acts similar to human beings. Like, we are not a specific AI, we are a general AI. The way we are, of course, humans are not artificial. We are a general intelligence, right? Like, if you have a certain level of intelligence, you can do any task that is intellectual. You can be taught how to do it and you can execute it. So that's the goal of OpenAI and several other companies as well, to sort of build this artificial general intelligence. And there's always a debate about how far are we from achieving it, right? I think everybody at some level accepts that it will happen. It's a question of when, not if. And that's why there are people who are also, you're concerned with the development of artificial general intelligence, is because they believe that if and when, like not if, as soon as the general AI will come into existence, it will become the singular technology thing. Like, it will, once a machine gets general intelligence, it will be able to surpass human intelligence very, very quickly, right? Because it can consume information at a much faster rate that human can. So once it achieves the general intelligence, the growth is going to be exponential. And I think that's the, like the fear, right? Like, right now, this OpenAI or your Chat GPT that we have here, it's able to think and answer things much faster than any human ever can. There's no human who I can approach and ask it questions ranging from these very different topics and expect them to know answers to everything. But this AI tool knows answers to everything because it has the ability to scale and expand and learn faster than a human can. But now, if you build this intelligence to be a general intelligence, that's where a threat to humanity can be. And that was actually very nicely explored in an article by Tim Urban, who is from Wait But Buy. And he sort of talks about, he has this very nice a graph, which is what I want to show, right? Where he says that it feels like we are here, human progress over time is this, and he feels that as soon as you hit that point of artificial general intelligence, it's not going to be like a slow increase in graph. It will be this momentous increase, because of the fact that the AI will then be able to teach itself and grow and solve so many problems at such a large scale. So he was saying that we are probably here, because as soon as you hit that artificial intelligence, which is a general artificial intelligence, it's going to just go straight up. So that's the thing that people are afraid of, because we don't know what this means for human being, right? Like, if the general AI will think of human beings as species worth saving and preserving, or it will see them as just another insect on earth that is existing, but the day it decides that, hey, for the greater good, we should not yeah, sort of have humanity around, then that's pretty much the end of it. So yeah, so this is the kind of stuff I've been reading recently a bit and thinking about it. This article is actually pretty old, but it popped up recently, and I was sort of revisiting it in the context of everything that ChatGPT is doing, because I think ChatGPT is the closest I have seen to artificial general intelligence being available. So I have a feeling that we are much closer to this graph now than we ever were, and the minute AGI exists, it's gonna be a whole different world. We cannot even comprehend that. So that sort of is where my thinking is. Yeah, and with that, I would like to end today's stream, because I want to go and finish some more of work that I have. I know it's a rather short stream than what I would normally have liked to do, but yeah, I just want to finish everything before it gets too late, so that I can do some work tomorrow as well, before I have to jump on my flight and head to India, and then I take a nice break, hopefully. But thanks everyone for tuning in to another Weekends with Karthik. I will see you next weekend from a different place, and we'll see what happens then. Until then, do take care of yourself, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.